Welcome to Caricomp Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
A smartphone held about a foot from your face, a quick scan of your eye, and within seconds, a match against more than 5 million criminal booking records. That's what ICE agents can already do in the field today. And the agency just moved to put over 1,500 more of these iris scanners into officers' hands within the next 6 months. Anyone who's ever looked into a camera at an airport, handed over a driver's license, or unlocked a phone with their face, this story touches you. It's not about some distant government database. It's about how fast identity checks are becoming, and what that speed changes for everyone. According to procurement documents reported by Project Saltbox, ICE awarded a $4.6 million contract last September for 200 mobile biometric devices. Now the agency wants to scale that to 1,570 devices, nearly 8 times as many, deployed nationwide. These aren't fixed scanners bolted to a wall at a checkpoint. They're smartphone-based tools that field agents carry with them on the street, during operations, wherever enforcement happens. So what happens when real-time identity verification stops being a pilot program and becomes the default? Start with how this actually works on the ground. An agent holds a smartphone roughly 10 to 15 inches from a person's face. The device captures an image of the iris. That scan gets compared in real time against a federal database with more than 5 million booking records. The officer gets a result right there, on the spot. No trip back to a station. No waiting for a fingerprint card to process. For anyone who's ever waited in line at a government office, imagine that same identification step compressed into seconds, except it's happening on a sidewalk. This didn't come out of nowhere. Back in 2023, the company behind the technology offered sheriffs in 31 U.S. counties along the southern border free access to mobile iris scanning. That was the seed. The 200 devices last fall were the pilot. 1,570 devices is something else entirely. That's an agency deciding this is how business gets done from now on. And iris scanning isn't the only piece. According to Biometric Update, DHS is building what amounts to a layered identity system. Facial recognition, fingerprint capture, document authentication, traveler vetting, mobile field checks, and back-end database matching, all designed to reinforce one another. The department's Science and Technology Directorate is even developing smart glasses for ICE to work alongside Mobile Fortify, the facial recognition app that ICE and CBP officers already use in the field. Picture an officer wearing glasses that can identify someone while walking through a crowd. That's not science fiction. That's an active development program. Why does the speed matter so much? Once field agents can verify identity on the spot with an iris scan, every older method, manually comparing photos, waiting for station-based fingerprinting, sorting through documents, starts to feel like friction. And once speed becomes the expectation at the federal level, that pressure rolls downhill. State agencies, local departments, even private investigators face a new baseline. If you can't match that pace, you look slow. For someone who's never thought about how investigations work, it means the tempo of the entire system accelerates, and the rules haven't necessarily caught up. That gap between speed and oversight is exactly where critics are pushing back. According to the Project on Government Oversight, this procurement was sole source, meaning no competitive bidding. One vendor, one contract, no open competition. That raises a basic question. Did ICE conduct a full assessment of privacy, civil liberties, and data protection risks before committing to a deployment this large? Civil liberties groups have flagged that Mobile Fortify and these iris tools aren't limited to borders or checkpoints. They're used in domestic field settings, neighborhoods, workplaces, public spaces. If you live in a U.S. city, this technology could be operating on your block without you ever knowing it. The scale tells its own story, too. According to FedScoop's reporting on CBP's earlier iris biometrics expansion across 40 checkpoints, nearly 7 out of 10 apprehensions were facilitated by biometric identification. 7 out of 10. When a tool drives that much of your operational output, it stops being optional. Most people assume the debate is about whether this technology works. It does work. The real question is whether the legal and oversight frameworks can keep up with a system that already moves faster than the courts that are supposed to check it. So, a federal agency is jumping from 200 mobile iris scanners to over 1,500 in half a year. Those devices scan your eye from a phone, match it against millions of records in seconds, and work on any street in America. The technology is fast, it's scaling, and the rules around it are still being written. Whether you carry a badge or just carry a phone, the pace of identity verification just changed, and it's not slowing down. The written version goes deeper. Links below.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, Caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.